What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben and welcome back to a new episode here on the VJVE Group Build. We are back on our 1/48 scale G.55 and today we're going to be pushing forward and I'm hoping to get quite a bit done today. So first off, as you can see here, we've got a nice pre-shaded and post-shaded G.55. I think it looks pretty decent. We're going to have to go ahead and work on the white band as well as the tail white cross. The landing gears have to be installed. We have to do some work on the propeller, all that good stuff. So we do have some painting and then some final assembly to do. Now, one thing we have to go ahead and figure out here is we don't actually have a decal for that white band. Now, when we look at the decals themselves, we can see that we only have the white cross. We do not have any of the white band. And that's okay, I think, because what I want to go ahead and do is I want to go ahead and paint both the white band and the white cross, because I don't want to have it where the white decal here for the cross just doesn't look right when compared to the white band that I might have to paint. So instead, we're going to go ahead and paint both. The nice thing about these white crosses, though, is that we are also given that insignia right there on the top part of the cross. We're given that separate. So we can actually go ahead and use that on our white painted crosses. Shouldn't be all that bad. We have to go ahead and figure out size and dimensions. And to do that, I can measure them and try to figure that out. And I have something that's roughly the same size. But I figured why not go ahead, since I'm not going to be using these decals, let's just cut one of them out. In fact, we can go ahead and trim off all the excess decal paper, leaving just the center part of the decal. We can use that as a guide for size. And this is probably going to be a decent way to go ahead and make sure everything lines up. Now, if we just go ahead and just place it right here where it's supposed to go, we can kind of get an idea. It's actually a little bit longer than I anticipated it to be, but that's okay. That's fine. We can go ahead and just hold it up here. We'll get a nice position down. Then we just cut some tape and recreate that decal out of Tamiya tape. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take my Tamiya tape. This is a 6mm tape. I'm going to cut it into strips that are going to be equal to the decal size and dimension. Then we're going to go ahead and place the tape down in the shape of the cross. Once we have that down, I can then mask off everything around it, and then we can pull up that center part of the mask, and we'll have a nice, cleanly laid out cross that we can go ahead and airbrush. After that is done, we also have to do the white band around the fuselage, and we got to figure out where that's going to go and how wide it's going to be. So we do have some work to do. Let's go ahead and cue up that time lapse, mask off everything, see how that goes. All right, everybody, we are back, and as you can see, we went ahead and airbrushed the white band as well as the white cross on the fuselage and the tail. I also did a little bit of detail painting on the front exhaust ports as well as the propeller. So those are okay, they're drying off to the side, and I think now we can go ahead and move on to the landing gears and all the little fidgety parts here and there. Let's go ahead and unmask everything though, and let's see how the white turned out. Now, masking off a tail band and then painting it by hand really looks cool. I like how everything kind of blends in. It has a nice continuity to it. The problem, though, that we sometimes have is that when we're painting on that band, we have to kind of contend with the curvature of the fuselage. So that can be a little bit difficult to make sure that they're all nicely lined up. That's why a lot of times when you see a band in a decal form, it's slightly curved. It's not exactly straight. But since we don't actually have one here in the kit, we just had to go ahead and wing it. And I think it's more or less kind of where I wanted, so I'm happy with it. Now looking here at the cross and at the band, there is a little bit of a discrepancy there on that band around the fuselage. But you know what, from 3 feet, you're not really going to notice it, and I don't really want to get in there and have to go ahead and remask and shoot it with that green color instead, so we're not going to do that. I'm fine with this. We're going to leave it as is. We're going to go right to a time lapse here though, and we're going to start working on the landing gears. I want to go ahead and install all the supports. I want to install the landing gear bay doors as well as the landing gear struts themselves. I want to get all of that nicely glued in there, and then we'll see how we look. Let's pull all those masks out of the way here, and we can see that we still have that really nice interior green color there in the wheel wells. So that's good. Let's go ahead and just jump right on in, guys. Push forward. Let's get this thing standing on its own 2 legs. Alright everybody, we are back, and I took the liberty of going ahead and airbrushing the entire aircraft with a nice coat of Future. This is going to set us up really well for next episode, where I intend on starting to put those decals on. As you can see though, the Future covered beautifully. I don't really have a complaint with Future. It usually works for me pretty well, so I'm happy with this result. We also did a lot of work on the landing gears, making sure they went in there correctly, and being that they are actually 2 parts, there's a bit of a seam there, but we took care of that. We got that all straightened up. I like the coloring contrast between the gray and then the interior green. Everything worked out well enough. So we're going to go ahead and call it quits for today. Next episode, we'll be back and we're going to move forward with decals. Once those decals are on, we don't have that much left to do really, except for weathering and then the final flat coat. So we're getting down to the wire, guys. We're going to be done here pretty soon. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. You know the drill. Go out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool, and we'll see you back here on the next episode of the VJVE Group Build hosted by HobbyLink International. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you soon.